Can everybody hear me okay? Hoping everybody's got good volume tonight. We got a lot to talk about tonight. It's going to be a fun night tonight, I think. We got a lot of things to talk about. We're going to start the show off with some things up front and get a lot of opinions. I got a lot of people going to be working with me tonight, and it's the last minute. We had some last minute changes real quick, but I think we got it all worked out and everything. And I even have a person that's going to call in, I believe, and maybe even give us an encounter. So we got a lot of things going on. Hey, Dana, I appreciate that. We got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. It's good to see everybody. It's always good to see everybody. Uh, there we go. There's Patriotic. He's in a lot of our videos now. I notice a lot. It's good to see you. How you doing tonight? Looks like he's doing good. Got a lot of things going on. I'm sure y'all have noticed it. A lot of things in the abnormal news tonight. We're going to talk about a lot of those things and some changes coming up and some other things I think y'all are going to be really interested in. Sorry, I had to wet my whistle. I've got allergies tonight. Uh, but I think we're going to have a really good show tonight. Uh, I've been busy. As a lot of you know, I have done a boots on the ground. It was here pretty recent and ended up finally, after how many times I've been out, we got some footage, guys. Got some really good footage. I was really impressed with what we got. We'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. And we're going to talk about the Hat Man tonight, sleep paralysis. And like I said, I got somebody that's going to call in later and talk a little bit about an encounter that she had also had. So we're going to let everybody come on in just a little bit before we get started so nobody misses anything. Uh, make sure I'm staying up with everything. All right, looking good. Whew. There's Sharon. How are you doing, Sharon? You're going to love the video I got the other night on my outing. I was out almost 4 hours in the middle of nowhere. Uh, Sometimes I kind of wish I was still out there in the middle of nowhere. It seemed to be a little more peaceful for sure. A lot less stress. Probably end up adding another pill to my routine. Uh, Hello, Susan. Good to see you tonight. Hey, Randy. Good to see you also. I'll be sending you an email here pretty soon, Randy. Let's see. I'm gonna let a few more people come in, and then I'm gonna talk to y'all about some important things that's been going on, and we're gonna talk about some people tonight too. Yeah, looks like we got some people to talk about. It's gonna be a good show. Maybe not for everybody, but I think it's gonna be a good show. Give you all some hints to what I seen the other night on my outing also. I got some really good content. I think y'all are gonna probably really pick that video apart. The video is going to release be tomorrow, guys, at 5:15 p.m. It will be the boots on the ground video, and it's 31 minutes long, is what it ended up being after all the editing. It's I got some calls in it. I got some tree knocks in it. I got the baby crying's back too. We got the baby crying. I did run back into that again in the same area. I went down there in that same area too a lot of times. I've been out a lot of times and haven't had any encounters. And fortunately, this last one I went out, we got some good stuff. It's going to make a good video. And like I said, boots on the ground is coming back a lot more right now. And you're going to see a lot more boots on the ground videos. I know y'all like those, and that's what I'm trying to do. Hey, Sally, good to have you here on a live. We got Brooks in the audience tonight. I want to thank our moderators. We got Brooks, Wendy, and Janice in tonight with our new moderator, Scott's going to be in. and they'll be keeping everything running smooth tonight as we get kicked off here in just a second. All right, let's get this off there. All right, guys, I want to start off with, I know a lot of you probably already know about this, but a Facebook page was running under my name that was cloned and had a lot of people believing that it was my page. The name of this Facebook page is Spooktator Bob, which is also known as Grizzly Bear. That page is not affiliated with me. It is not part of Abnormal Investigations and is not allowed to represent us in any manner. That is a bogus page for me. Like I said, I have no connections to it. I've got numerous emails to me and the moderators. People on that page are being hacked. So if you're on that page, you may want to consider removing yourself, because I was also hacked from that page. And how I ended up on it, I'm not sure. My moderators also ended up on it without subscribing to that page, and they also got hacked. So if you're on the Spooktator Bob page, you're probably going to want to remove yourself. Like I said, it has nothing to do with us, and it is not affiliated with my page. Patriotic, you're going to love that video when it drops tomorrow. Trust me. Like I said, guys, the Boots on the Ground live video drops tomorrow, 5:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. I caught a lot of stuff. For those of you who don't know, I do have Patreon now. We have photographs in Patreon. I used the least amount to join it. Facebook was not allowing me to post my photographs. They were saying that I was crossing community guidelines. They were deleting my photographs, and they were blocking me, and I wasn't able to share my sites out or nothing. So, yeah, Dana, I have no idea. I think he found an easy way to get subscribers to his channel without having to actually earn them. It was like some kind of trickery, and that's frustrating. Janice said she just got kicked out of this live. It wasn't me, Janice, I promise. I didn't do it. I don't have the power to do that. Yeah, Randy, I'm glad I didn't get eaten too. I thought I was going to. I'll talk a little bit about, if you want me to. Let me tell you all a little bit what happened the other night. Not to ruin the video, it's going to be dropping tomorrow, but I went out for about 4 hours the other night doing a Boots on the Ground alone. I walked about 3.5 hours from my vehicle. The first thing that I heard, I was down in the lake area, down a really brushy trail, had a lot of high grass around me. It was dark. I mean, it was a full moon, but the moon hadn't made it all the way up enough to give me enough light where I was able to see real well. So I'm using my infrared camera, and I got it in one hand, and I got my my phone. No, what my phone was, my hour camera and my flashlight. That's what I first started out with. And I'm walking down these old trails, and there's a lot of tall grass and old trees, and these old trees are bent over the top, and it's dark down there. And I thought I heard something walking, following me. And this is whenever it started kind of, I guess, following me. And I could hear it walking behind me, and I was like, what in the world? Something's already following me. And I could hear it in the grass, and I could hear it walking. Then I thought I could hear it breathing, like it was a heavy, slow breathing. I'm hoping you guys will hear that on the channel. Marquette, I'm not sure if it was a Bigfoot or not. It was large. You could tell it was large. Hello, Sugar Britches. Good to see you. It was, you could tell it was large. And while I'm walking, I start hearing like this kind of a low, it's like a low, deep growl. And I start looking around. Remember, I'm at least 3 miles from my vehicle down here in the middle of nowhere. And I'm looking around trying to figure out what is down here, what is going on. And the next thing I know, I hear a whoop. And this whoop that I hear, it's a single whoop. but it was pretty loud. You'll hear it on the video. And I look in the direction that I hear it from, and whenever I look over there, guys, I see the grass moving. The grass is waving. So I know there's something right out in front of me, and it's crawling. It's got to be crawling in the grass. It has to be. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Hey, Aussie Sue, Dana, Randy. Uh, so I know it's crawling, and I'm like, okay, so I got something following me, something crawling. It made a whoop noise at me. I'm down here alone, anyways. So I turn around and I start walking out, heading back, toward the main path. And as I'm getting close to the main path, it lets out three big whoops. I mean, you guys are going to hear it on the video tomorrow. Like I said, it releases tomorrow at 5:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. You'll hear these whoops, perfectly loud whoops. And I start looking around, and I don't see it. I don't see anything. But I can see the grass moving, and it's only about 50 yards from me. There's no wind tonight. It's a dead quiet night, and the grass is moving. You can hear something crawling on the ground, breathing real heavy, and I'm like, okay, it's time to get to a clearing, get to a little safer place. So I start moving up to the clearing, and I decide I'm going to make it back to the bridge to where we had heard the baby cry in one of the films I'd done. The name of that video was called, I think, It Almost Got Me at My Vehicle, I think is the name of that. So I get all the way back down to the bridge, and whenever I get all the way back down to the bridge, I hear that baby cry again. And the first thing I said when I get down there, I remember saying it on the video when I edited, I said, it's that stupid baby. Because I have my son walk through laughing. I said, it's that stupid baby. And I hate hearing that baby cry. And so I walked up a little closer to the bridge, and I was trying to shine my light down underneath the bridge because that's where it sounded like it was coming from. But that's really thick down in there, guys. Like, you cannot get down there, and it's a big drop. But I was looking, and I didn't see anything. And I kept looking, and I didn't see anything. And I turned around, and I start heading back the way I came. Start, make the 3 mile walk, which takes forever in these weeds, back toward the vehicle. As I'm going back, I know it was crazy. I caught it after I said it. Susan and I actually kind of laughed in the film, but I turn around and I start walking off. And in the video, I think I put listen, and you'll hear one big whop on a tree behind me. I mean, it was a big whop. So I turned and I looked. I'm like, that was a tree knock. Definitely was a tree knock. So I keep walking, and as I'm walking, guys, 3 more. Boom, boom, boom. And they are very clear in the video. You will hear them, no doubt. I also found a nest up in a tree. I filmed it for y'all best I could in the dark, but something had a tree pushed over, and there was a huge nest built up in this tree. Yeah, Dana, I was about 3 miles from the vehicle. And this nest, I thought, man, something could be living in that. And maybe that's where I was hearing the baby cry. Maybe it was in that nest. I was wondering, was it under the bridge? Was it in the nest? Because, you got a creek running through there. You got the lake down there. You got all the trees and everything. So everything echoes kind of weird down in there. So I thought that was really strange. Like I said, that video will drop tomorrow at 5:15 p.m. Randy, I got as close to it as I could. It was pretty high up off the ground. I couldn't get up to look into it, but I did film it, and you'll see it in the video tomorrow on the drop. Another thing, I didn't plan on talking a lot about that. And don't fast forward through the live, guys, or not the live, the video tomorrow, because if you do fast forward through the boots on the ground, you're going to miss some things in there. I thought I'd seen some things, and I'm sure you guys will probably see it. Send it to me if you see it. Another thing I want to talk to y'all about. There was a channel last night that had a gentleman on their channel, and he was blacked out. And I stopped by to listen to see what they were talking about. Before the guest ever starts talking, I hear this. And I stopped for a second and I thought, I know that sound. And I said, I'm going to hang on and I'm going to find out see who this is. So I'm sitting there, and guess who it is, guys? It's one of my old co-hosts. I'm not going to say any names, but he was on this other channel. The channel that he was on was somebody that knows he was not telling the truth on my channel. Is why I got rid of him, because he was not being truthful. And if you're not truthful on my channel, I'm not going to keep you. But this person, this other channel, they know that he was not truthful. They know this. So I sent that person in the chat a message that said, I know who this is on your channel. He's not truthful. Don't let him spread lies. That is so hard on the cryptic world, guys. Lies will tear us all apart. My channel, other channels, other big channels. It's hurtful. And whenever you sit there and you know that somebody's telling a lie and you're publishing this as the truth, do you know how hard that makes it to put the truth out there? It's hard. I told her, and then I start seeing people in the chat posting, we know who this is, we know who this was. He was on Abnormal Investigations. He was the co-host. He was a liar. It was proven, blah, blah. And she's blocking those people that are trying to put the truth out there. And I'm going to be honest, it pisses me off to listen to a channel say, oh, well, we're looking for the truth and we're trying to find the truth and we're doing this, whenever you sit right there and let somebody spew lies and you count it as the truth when you know it's not true. You know how hard that makes it for us to be able to put the truth out? I go out hundreds of times a month, spend my own money, and ruined a tire, a $200 tire with Kaylee the other day, because we're down there working on our outdoors channel, and we don't get anything. And they're going to sit there and allow somebody that they know is lying just for a show. That really aggravated me. I think it aggravated. Didn't that aggravate you, Kaylee? No. It aggravated Kaylee. So, I mean, it's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. If you're not going to tell the truth, put on your show, that we don't tell the truth here, guys. We're creepypasta. We make up scary stories to scare you. That really aggravated me. It aggravated me that I was actually telling her to, and she ignored me. But it's okay. Yeah, I said she ignored me. It's aggravating, guys. That's it, Frida. That's what they want. They want the clicks. And a lot of them out there, they will show anything they can show to get the clicks. They will extort their women on these fishing shows I watch, on the cryptid shows I watch, whatever. It's like the skimpier they can dress, the more views they can get, the more clicks they can get, the happier they are. But screw the truth. Nobody cares about the truth. Let's look at the half-dressed woman. And it frustrates me, because this field should not be about that. It should be about intelligence, trying to find the truth, and trying to work together instead of spreading lies that we know are lies. That really, really irritates me. But you can only do so much. And you'll figure it out as you watch these channels. That's why I say careful in who you support, because there is channels out there that are deliberately allowing people to lie on their channels. I witnessed it last night. I tried to stop it. It only hurts the cryptic world. They don't care. I have Patreon now, guys, that I've had to, like I said, I had to start, posting videos and pictures too, because Facebook has been hitting me really hard, telling me that I'm going against their policies, and I got banned for a while. I got placed on where I couldn't post any of my content, none of my channels or anything like that, none of my links. Uh, have a question for you guys. Me and Kaylee might be working on something. Down where I do my investigations, we have little shells. We have some of them that are large, and there's small ones, right, Kaylee? We have both sizes. Would you all be interested in if we were to take some of those shells down where we actually investigate, where we're boots on the ground, and we made earrings and necklaces and bracelets out of this stuff? Would you all be interested in that? Having something from where we actually investigate? Would that be something you all would be interested in? Kaylee was talking about making the jewelry, and she would be the one you would have to contact. Probably would put her over that, and we could make jewelry from a lot of things down in there that we find. There's antiques down there, but the shells, Kaylee, I think, didn't you say you think the shells would be beautiful earrings and stuff like that, guys? And they would not be expensive. We would make it to where we could get it to you, just pretty much for whatever we can make it for and ship it, right, Kaylee? Is what we talked about. But it'd be really nice stuff. And if y'all are interested in that, that's another thing we've been talking about doing for merchandise other than shirts and hats. And Kaylee said, Dad, you got to get some hoodies for fall. So we're going to be working on hoodies for fall too, guys. So if you're all interested in that, let me know, and we will definitely start looking at that. The shells would be really cool. It is from the old city that we investigate. Has a lot of history with it, a lot of cryptids. It's beautiful, and I think it would be really neat. Werewolf head necklace available. If I get a werewolf, Randy, I will skin it and send you the head. I'll have Kaylee bring it to you wearing it. Or we'll get Sarah to do it. Sarah's here tonight. It's another person I want to talk about real quick, guys. She used to be a moderator on my channel. Her name is Barbara Slater Nelson. She was on the fake channel that was over there slamming me pretty hard. So if y'all see her out and about or anywhere, be sure to tell her hi, and thank you for all the knives that she tried stabbing in everybody's back. She was adminning the channel that was a fake to our page. So thank you very much, Barbara Slater, for trying to go behind her back and adminning a fake page. But I guess if you're not good enough to be on the best page, then you do have to go to something generic, wouldn't you? It kind of fits her lifestyle and her attitude. I think that's why she didn't work for me for very long. I got a person that's going to call in, guys. It's going to talk to us about her sleep paralysis. Are y'all ready for that? Ready to dive into this Hat Man paralysis stuff? And we'll see. Have Kaylee, have you had any encounters with anything like that? Hat Man? Anything scary like that? Sleep paralysis or anything? She had an encounter with the werewolf. If y'all want to hear her tell her encounter about the werewolf, maybe we can get her on here in a little bit. If we can get the Cheetos wiped off her face, we'll get her on here. She's over there eating Cheeto claws right now. But we have a Hat Man encounter. If you want to, let me find out if she wants to remain anonymous or not. If not, we will bring her on. Let me see if she's ready. She has some pretty scary stories, guys. Ask her if she's ready. But yeah, guys, it seems like we got that other channel, man. They were mocking me and talking bad about us under my name. So, yeah. That's right, Nancy. It's hard to trust anybody. Oh, Nancy, I do like your moon with the skeleton. That's cool. Hey, Randy, I'd like to hear about your encounters also. Remind me in an email to talk to you about that. Maybe we can do a pre-recording. Guys, I got a lot of pre-recorded shows going to be coming out. So I think you're really going to enjoy that. We're going to bring, here she is calling right now. Let's get her on. Let me see here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear you. You are live right now.
Oh, wonderful.
I thought we would just bring you on right at the beginning of the show and just get it over with.
You know, my dog just started whining just because you said to call in now, right?
Your dog's even mad at, maybe he's changing.
He's
You know there
Who knows?
there is people out there that have threatened to bite me before, actually physically bite me. So you never know. They might come over to your
Hey,
house and bite your
I've
dog.
told a lot of people to bite me, but nobody ever does.
Well, he bit his dog too. So, so let me make sure everybody can hear you. Can everybody hear her okay? If you can hear okay, let me know, guys. Give me like a thumbs up or something so we don't get into her story and then you guys are unable to hear her. Just let me know if you're able to hear her.
Do the Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
Yep, can you hear me now? You never know whenever they're going to block me on this channel.
Well, I'll
Marquette,
try not to make that happen.
yeah, you better be good. We know we know where you're from.
I'll try.
I will post your address publicly. No, I wouldn't do that. I like the people in my chat. I wouldn't send them over there to you to hurt.
You
Let's
know
see.
it, bud.
Huh?
I said, you know it, bud.
That's right. Let's see. Everybody says they can hear you. We were talking about making earrings from the lake I investigate, and a lot of people said that they would really like that. So that might be something we start doing.
That's a good idea. That you need to get your daughter on all that stuff.
Yeah, she's talking about doing that. That's what I was talking about, putting her over.
That's good. Yes, you need to do that.
Yep. All right, so everybody can hear you. So you had sleep paralysis happen to you before.
I had sleep paralysis happen to me 2 times in one night, and it's the only time in my life that I ever actually had the quote unquote sleep paralysis. And I was at my girlfriend's house, and I was sleeping in her bedroom, in the back bedroom where her baby had died like a year earlier. And this is like the first of a million experiences that happened in that room. But I was laying down, I was in the bed. People, all them guys, they were all having a good time with my car. I was home with the kids. And I was laying down sleeping. I was laying on my stomach. And my son was probably about 3 years old or so. And I heard, little footsteps coming to the, running to the back to the door. And I went to go and get up and say, come lay down with me, Mikey. And something was just pressed right down on me. I mean, just like something just smashed on my whole body. And I couldn't move. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't do anything. And I'd never heard of sleep paralysis. I never had any experience like that. I didn't know anything about anything. I was like 19 years old, 20 years old. And it finally like let up. And I'm like, okay, I just dreamt that. It was just a dream. So I went back to sleep. And lo and behold, a little while later, I don't know how much later because I was sleeping, but I heard the little footsteps running to the back of the room and standing in the doorway. And I went to get up and say, come here, Mikey, and come lay down with me. And the same exact thing happened again. Scared me to death because the first time I was like, yeah, I'm dreaming. But, when the second time that happened, I knew that it happened. And it scared me so bad. When I could finally get up, I ran out of that room so fast, I couldn't leave because, they were going in my car. They were having a good time in my car. And I ran to the living room with my kid, and he was sound asleep there on the couch. I crawled on the couch with him, and I am ashamed to admit this, but I was so scared that I would not go in my girlfriend's bedroom and check on the baby.
So did
I was like, I hope that baby's okay, but I'm just too scared to go and check on her.
did you actually see him?
Who?
The Hat Man?
My kid?
The Hat Man?
No, I didn't see anything. All I did, I just felt it. I just felt the pressure. And I mean, it was like taking a car and laying it on top of you. You couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything.
Exactly. I was reading, and there's a guy that actually studies the Hat Man. He has a program where he's studying him. And the video that I dropped today, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, it came out today. It's about the Hat Man. I give you his name and how to find him and his website and everything. You'll hear me talk about him. And he says that the Hat Man that shows up has never been known, you know, to kill anyone and or to hurt anybody. But it makes me wonder, do we really know that? Because, whenever we would get, calls or other calls of, natural causes if somebody dies in their sleep, do we know that that's not from something else? Because, see, I had it happen to me 3 times. Uh,
The Hat Man?
well, I think the first one, maybe. I was laying in my bedroom and I was looking from my bed into the front room and I could see my dad. I felt what felt like something on top of me and it was choking me. Actually, I could feel something like it had its hands around my throat, choking me. I could not move my body at all. I could see, I could feel, uh, I could do everything really in my mind, except for I could not physically move or make any noise.
Yeah.
And I was thinking in my mind, if I could just knock my clock off or something, my dad would hear it and he would come in there and check on me. I could not move for a long time, and it really bothered me. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it terrified me. And finally, I thought in my mind, I thought, Jesus, help me. And whenever I thought that, it released me. The second time that I had it happen to me, I was staying in my aunt's rent house, and the same thing happened, except for I was facing the doorway that was opened, and the kitchen started out with a black dot, like above the kitchen sink, and it started getting blacker and blacker coming toward me, like the rooms were getting black, and it came into my doorway and started making my room really black, and I thought Jesus again, and it let me up. And after that time, I actually, I told my captain at work what was happening, and I couldn't see it, Randy. I couldn't see anything, and he told me about it. He had heard about it. He was a Christian, and he said, "Think of a word in your head that nobody else knows, and don't tell nobody. And when that happens, think of that word, and it'll let you go." And I knew what he was talking about, and I put that word into my head, and it happened to me one last time, which was the third time, and it was the same thing. It was, I was felt something on my chest, but it was always choking me. Did it choke you?
No, it never choked me, but I could see because I saw that my son was not standing in the doorway, but I couldn't speak, and yeah, it was just absolute pressure, just laying on me, like something just laying right down on me. I couldn't move nothing.
Yeah, I could feel it. It was like
Yeah,
real
yeah,
heavy,
you could feel it.
real heavy.
And
Yep. And you can feel it, can't you? I mean, like you can
You
feel
can.
the body of it on you.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I felt exactly.
And that's, this was before I was in school and in college. And I never heard of sleep paralysis, but when I started going to school, I learned about it. And now they were saying that, it's not real. It's not really something doing that to you. It's in your mind. It's between waking and sleeping or whatever they said. I don't remember. That was real to me.
Well,
I don't care what anybody says. That was real.
I agree because I know when I was laying there and my son was probably 5 years old, I could feel him moving on me, touching me, laughing, dad, hitting me. And I could feel and see and think everything. But it's like this thing was holding me down and I could not breathe. I couldn't talk. And it kept choking me harder and harder. I honestly thought that if it didn't stop, I was going to die. I mean, it really crossed my mind.
Yeah, now see, I didn't have it didn't try to choke me or anything, but I was young. I was brought up a Catholic, and I used to watch paranormal shows. I don't really know why I didn't think of it, but when that happened to me, I never thought that You know, and it felt evil, but I never thought, you know, Jesus, please help me. Why I didn't, I don't know. I mean, I know better now, but I'm like 50, so.
You know, it just, I don't know. When you can feel it and you can't see it and you know it's hurting you and you know your little boy is beside you and you're unable to move, and I'm sure you kind of felt that with your child, it's very scary and it makes you feel like if it hurts me, is it going to hurt my kid, you know?
Right. And what is it?
Right. I believe it's a demon.
I mean, it feels evil, absolute evil.
Right, right.
When it's pushing you down on the bed and you can't move.
And
that's all I felt was evil.
That's what I felt. And the choking me, it was like and it was getting harder and harder too around my throat, like it was squeezing.
Did it feel like hands choking you, or did it feel like
no,
something thinner?
No, it felt like hands.
Yeah.
Like I could feel like, and they didn't feel like big hands. Well, they felt like long hands, like long, skinny finger hands, because it was around my throat, and I could feel the fingers go around the back of my neck and squeezing my throat. All I could do was lay there.
Yeah, that's all you can do, and wait for it to let up.
Yes. As soon as I said Jesus every time, though, it did. It really did. It released at that exact time. And then they say they don't believe that it's ever hurt anybody, but I don't think we know that because a lot of people die of what they call natural causes in their sleep.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I would think that in a person that didn't have a really good heart or something, a medical problem, that could cause a heart attack.
Yes, they can't handle that.
Yeah, that would cause a heart attack or a stroke or.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
Geez. I mean, I just. Well, you'll probably like this part that I found right here that goes along with it, and I thought this was really, really interesting to me. And if you got time to stay on, I'll share it with you too.
Well, can I tell you one more thing first?
Sure.
This was probably like 15 years later when this happened to me. It wasn't like the sleep paralysis per se, but this happened to me when I was laying on the couch and I was laying on my stomach, and I had like one of my cousins staying with me because he went to school in town and he needed a ride to get to school every day, so that's what I did. He stayed with me. Well, I thought I heard him come in and come up, to the doorway, and I went to look to see, what he wanted, because you feel the presence, something's there, and when I went to do that, something jumped on me 3 times. It jumped on the back of my legs. It jumped on like my butt area, and then it jumped on my neck and my face. And every time it jumped on me, it pushed me into the couch. And every time it landed on me, it was like the sound was like I was under Niagara Falls. It was just like a roaring, just complete roaring sound. And it was absolute cold every time it touched me those 3 times. You can't even explain how cold it felt. And it did it the 3 times, and then I felt it jump off of me. I was so scared I wouldn't open up my eyes to see what it was. I was scared to death. I let my kid sleep upstairs by himself. I let the other kid that was in the room next to me sleep by herself. I was scared down. I'm not opening up my eyes. I'm just a big chicken, I'm sorry. But no. I don't know if that's like a form of sleep paralysis or not. But it was similar to what happened to me before, except it jumped on me. And that was real. I don't care what anybody says, that was real.
Dana wanted to know, was your place haunted?
It was. But it didn't seem like it was anything bad.
Right.
I just saw like shadows and then I had a cat at the time, but it didn't do that. The plastic grocery bags that you get, that you throw away.
Right.
Or recycle. I had an open staircase coming downstairs, and one day that a bag, it looked like a cat was inside it, and it went flying down the stairs and then fell off the side.
Good.
There was nothing in it. I mean, it's not possible for a bag like that to do that. But it only happened. Things happened to me. When my cousin Melanie was over, things seemed to ramp up. It's like she was the one, and I just got like leftovers from her. Right. Except she wasn't there that night that thing jumped on me, but her brother was.
Good grief. A person asked if I had marks on my neck after that happened, and yes, I did. I had looked like scratch marks on both sides of my neck and around the back of my neck, like they had scratched me when they let go and where they had choked me.
Oh my goodness.
It was bad enough that I went to my captain at work and told him about it because it was bothering me so bad. And I moved out of that room and we slept in the other bedroom, and it never happened to me in the other bedroom.
And if it's psychological, how do physical effects show up on your body? How is that possible?
I think the way they do it, you remember the story in the Bible about Job that God told Satan that he could test him any way he wanted to, but he could not kill him. I think I think they have ways of touching us. I don't believe that they can just right out and out kill you, especially if you call upon Jesus. But demons are evil, and I'm pretty sure that's what I believe these things are, because I know every time I said Jesus, they let go. And then I guess we can go ahead. Let's go into another story if you want to about you've seen demons, right? Why don't you tell everybody what you've seen while we're talking about it, and then we'll move on to what I found. And I think what I found may help you understand some things.
Okay. This was my friend, that the house that I was in that I had the sleep paralysis in. That my friend's house. She had died a few years later. She was 30 years old, and she didn't live the best life. She did what she wanted to. She was in poor health, so she just did whatever she wanted to during life, and it caught up with her. That probably 6-7 years ago. I can't say for sure how long. And now that it's stopped, my memory is getting worse about what happened, if that makes sense. It's like it's been resolved, and I don't need to relive it all the time, so I just let it go. But this girlfriend, she had been dead for probably 15 years or so, and I started having these dreams at least once a week, usually probably twice a week, that I'm looking for her. I'm at her house. I'm looking for her. I'm trying to find her. When I'm there in her living room, there's these two ladies that are sitting there. They're in all black, and they appear to be witches. And throughout her house, there's demons. There's demons trying to come after me, trying to stop me from looking for my friend. I could never find my friend. I had these dreams over and over again. And then I also had dreams of trying to get to, like, one of her friend's house that lived around the corner. Those witches always stopped me. I couldn't leave there. And then there was this place it was like all gray. It was like nighttime dust, like dark dust. And there was this building. Always, this is over and over and over again. These were the same things, same demons, and they're little demons. They weren't like big, huge things. They were like 3-4 feet tall. They were just little tiny things, but they were awful and they were scary. And when I was talking to one of my friends, she said one of them looked like a gremlin, and I said, "Yep, that's exactly right. That's a good way to to say what it looked like. But this building, I always went into this building. It was like probably a 14-story tall building. And I had to go up the steps to get there. And every time I went in, now they used to try and stop me on the stairs. And sometimes I made it, sometimes I got up to the apartment. And when I get into the apartment, there was always a guy sitting on the couch saying, no, you can't see her right now, or she's not here. And I would always try to go and get in the back to try and find her, but they never let me. And then sometimes I would be sleeping in that apartment in one of those bedrooms, and those demons were attacking me while I was sleeping in my dream. Well, now this went on for years. I'm telling this all the time for years, and why I keep having this dream. One time, like one of the last times, I actually saw her. And when I saw her, I said, I think she's in hell and she needs help. And I said a big old prayer to God, a big old prayer to Jesus, and I saw Jesus come and get her, and then I saw her just at the end in this beautiful white light. She didn't say anything, it was just a smile on her face, and she was at peace. I've never had the dream ever since then. Ever.
Wow.
That's it. That's my story. Sticking to it.
And yeah, and they look like little gremlins.
Yeah, but some of them look just like little gremlins. Some of them are red and nasty looking. Some of them had clothes on. Some of them didn't. They were, any type of awful demon you can imagine in your head. That's what they looked like. But they were small. But small. It didn't matter if they were small. They were evil, straight up evil.
Right.
And those dreams used to scare me to death. I'd wake up and I'd be so scared. And I just couldn't figure, why? Why is this happening to me? Why do I keep having these dreams? And what's the deal with Nancy? And I don't know. Just that one time I saw her and I prayed. And that was it. That was it. Nothing since. And that's been years.
Well,
so I know my friend's now in heaven. I think she was in hell for a long time. And I think she was reaching out to me to help her. That's it. I will go to my grave believing that. Nobody can tell me any different. I don't care what they say.
Prayer has a lot of power. We know that for sure. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I know what it feels like. It is very scary. That was one of the scariest times of my life. Just not being able to move and being held down against your will and being out of control. And there's
nothing there.
Right. You can feel it, but you can't see it, and it's like an enemy that you can't fight, and it's very scary. It's something I don't wish to ever have happen again. I haven't had it happen again since I pray now for protection at night and pray against that, and I've never had it happen in years now, but I always protect myself now when I go to sleep.
Now, see, it never, when I was having those, I call them demon dreams, it never occurred to me to pray, to say, please make it stop. When I pray, it's like I try to thank God for what I have. Mm-hmm. I try not to ask for stuff. That's just how I pray. And, sorry, my dog's bothering me. But I don't know, I lost my train of thought. I just never thought of praying to God during all these occasions and asking Him to help me until I saw her face that one time. Like, when she needed help.
Right.
And I never thought about it when those things were jumping on me.
Right.
and when the sleep paralysis happened, and like you went through it. You feel the evil. You absolutely feel it.
It's
And
terrible.
it is up to no good.
It's scary. It scared me to
It
death.
is.
I didn't even want to go in that room.
I didn't want to go check on a baby to make sure she was okay. I was so scared.
Right. Exactly. Well, Miss Wendy, I appreciate you calling in and sharing everything. Guys, this is also one of our moderators, so give her a big thank you for sharing her story tonight. If you don't have anything else, I guess I'll let you go unless you just want to stay on the show.
No, I'm good.
I figured you'd want to run.
You know it.
I know. All right, Wendy. Well, thank you very much for calling in.
Alrighty, dear. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
And guys, the Hat Man, since I started hearing a lot of that, I was wondering myself, I thought, what would be causing this? So I started digging deeper. And I found something I think may help you guys a little bit. I wrote it down for you guys here. There was a priest that had spoke to several people that was also a psychologist. And these people were having the same things happen. They were having Hat Man encounters, sleep paralysis, and they were just unable to get it to stop. The priest, after doing some studies, found out that everybody that was having sleep paralysis, most were under an intoxicating medication, drug, they were drinking, something of that sort. So he went to scripture to try to find the answer. What he found was the number one person that was having Hat Man encounters was people using melatonin, Benadryl, and sleep aids. Other things would cause it, but those were the top. And the reason he felt that this was happening was because the mind was being clouded by these medications. So he told these people, stop taking it, say your prayers at night, clear your mind, call upon Jesus, and see if it stops. So everybody gave up their melatonin, their Benadryl, all their sleep aids, or alcohol, the drink before bed, everything that would calm the nerves. He had a 100% success rate at stopping the Hat Man. So I went on and I got to looking into scripture, and in 2 Timothy 1:7 it says, for God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind. Romans 12:2 is also another good verse you all should read, but there is a Latin word that I found in the Bible that has a lot to do with a lot of these things, and it makes sense when you read it. If you listen to my video I dropped today, I explained more about the Latin part of it and what the priest found out and how he got it to stop, and I broke it down to where I think you guys will really enjoy that. He had a 100% success rate at stopping this demonic attack. They say it likes to get right in your face and to look into your eyes, and people wonder why does it do that. And I think the reason it does it is probably to instill fear into us while we're asleep, because I know that, man, I was really scared when it happened to me, and I didn't ever want to experience that again, because the feeling of not being able to move, not being able to protect yourself or your child, that was a terrifying feeling. I hated that feeling. And it's something I don't know. I don't ever want to feel that again. To be honest, it was almost too much. A lot of you guys in the audience, I'm sure, have had some really bad Hat Man experiences. If you'd like to share them in the chat. Sometimes I go back and I'll rewatch these videos. You can email them to me also, guys. I love to read your all's encounters. It's scary. There's Marquette Jones is in here. Janice asking how many likes do we have? We need more thumbs up. That's what Connie's saying. But yes, I'm not telling you don't take your prescribed drugs. If you need your prescribed drugs, take them. But the less we take, and the less that we take that influence or make us tired or to have a cloudy mind can really affect us. When I was younger, I told you I was sleeping in that scary bedroom I was in. I had things crawl around the floor in there, and I could watch them crawl around on the floor. It scared me to death. Those things are out there, and they're in there. My cousin, he woke up in a scary place, came to my mom's house, and he had little bitty handprints all over him where it looked like a little baby had beat on him all night. That was a bad house. I hated that place. I won't ever go back to that place. It's somewhere that I don't care to ever visit again. We may send Kaylee there one night. She can go check it out for us. She said no, but I'm not going to go there. It makes you wonder, and this is going to be a scary thing, but this popped into my mind, guys. Y'all tell me if you think this is possible. I thought, are people that are sick, that are unable to talk and communicate to us, do you think that they're harassed by the Hat Man? Do you think that, they're laying there and they can't communicate with us and things? Are they seeing things? Are they feeling things? Are they wanting help? Can they not talk out? And then all we do is the nurses see the blood pressure go up and they say, oh, he's stressed, he's stressed, he's stressed. And they just give you more drugs to put you back under. Do they send you back to him? What are they going through while they're laying there and they can't communicate back with us, guys? What are they seeing? Imagine something attacking you while you're in that state of mind and you can't fight back, talk back. Imagine it tickling your feet, touching your side, scratching you, choking you, laying on top of you. And there's nothing you can do, nobody you can talk to. You can't even reach out to nobody. You can't. And the only thing that happens is the nurse comes in and they notice that your blood pressure has rose. So let's medicate him some more and open that door even bigger. I thought about that the other night and I thought how terrible that would truly be. Laying there unable to talk to anybody. Is that why babies get scared at night sometimes for no reason in their cribs? Is something in there harassing them? Is something touching that baby, talking to that baby, poking that baby? Something harassing that baby? It makes you wonder. A lot of babies get pulled out of their cribs at night by something and they don't know what's doing it. Yeah, exactly. Like what Linda's saying. Senior citizens and nursing homes. I bet the Hat Man runs crazy in there. I mean, that's terrible. Nursing homes and hospitals are probably full of the Hat Man. I would recommend praying over your loved ones' rooms, putting a hedge or a wall around their rooms to protect them. I wondered once, I told you all a story about my two sons seeing a guy standing in our hallway that was wearing a hat. And I thought it was possibly the janitor that died here and a familiar spirit that was connected to him. But now I wonder, my boy said that thing had a hat. It was wearing a hat. And my little boy sitting right here telling me, he says it was full black, Dad. Come here and talk. Just don't get on camera. I'll let him tell you a little bit of what he's seen, guys. I don't know if we'll get in trouble for this or not, but come here, buddy, where they can hear you. He's going to tell you all what he's seen. Don't get on the camera. Just maybe we can get away with it.
Yeah. I was getting up to go to the bathroom and I saw this guy standing in the hallway. I was like, nope. I ran into the room and I told him, hey, there's a guy, full black cowboy, sitting in the hallway.
Oh, hold on, you unplugged. Okay, tell him again.
Well, I was in the room and I saw this cowboy standing in the hallway, and I ran into the room. I woke him up and I said, hey, there's a guy standing in the hallway, full black cowboy, and he's wearing a belt.
Was he wearing a belt?
Yeah, he was wearing a belt.
And what did his hat look like?
His hat? It looked like a leather black hat.
Like a black hat? Did it have a big top on it?
Sort of like that. It would be like a cowboy hat.
It wasn't real tall of a cat?
No.
Listen to that, guys, what he's saying. Think of that cat, what we seen in the videos. Tell him about whenever what it done to you.
What it done?
When it pointed.
Oh, yeah. It pointed at me.
How did it point at you? Like, what did it tell you?
Like, it was like pointing. Like, it was as if it was like trying to tell me to go to the front room.
Like telling you to leave the hallway?
Leave the hallway.
And you also saw his dog.
Yeah.
Tell him about the dog.
The dog. It was like one of them dogs. Not a poodle, but it has a really long ears.
He said it had a dog with really, really long ears, guys. And how many times did you see it?
3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that, buddy.
Anytime.
All right, guys. My oldest son at that time, he was having sleep paralysis around that time. And that's whenever they started seeing the Hat Man. I blessed the house after that. We said a lot of prayers, and they haven't seen it since. Listen to your kids when they're telling you things. They're seeing things, and it was really hard for him when he seen that because he was really scared, and he got to where he wouldn't even go to the bathroom. He would stay there with me, and it was hard on him. Huh? Yeah, the only time he would go was in the daytime. Yeah, we had a really, like I said, guys, my Boots on the Ground video drops tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I did catch a lot of things in that video. I wondered, I used to think it was a familiar spirit. And now I'm starting to wonder, was that the Hat Man that was in our house? Because the way he explains it, after I've been reading all this stuff, that's what it sounds like. And it scared him really bad. And my son seen it. Do what?
Is it okay? Do you want me to tell them where the place was alone with him?
Yeah, where you've seen him at? Yeah. He wants to tell you guys real quick where he has seen him at.
All right. Well, one time was in Connor's room, and the first time was in the hallway. The third time was him just sitting on the couch. He had like his leg crossed over another leg. Sort of like this.
Really?
Yeah.
So he was sitting with his legs crossed?
Yeah.
Wow. Did he look at you on the couch?
Mm-hmm. He was like...
But he didn't say nothing or do nothing?
He didn't do nothing.
See, guys, and that falls right along with what they say they do. They don't do anything. It just looks at you.
But like when I walked out, it was like staring.
Wow. So... listen to your kids, guys, because they're probably actually seeing things if they come to you and they tell you things that they're seeing. It was almost like it was taunting my son. That's right, Turquoise. That's scary. And Hunter, they're telling you thank you for telling your story. They said, God bless you, sweetheart. Kaylee, Mary said hi.
Hello. Yeah. Should you tell them about the time we took a picture of the Christmas tree and we saw that?
And your little friend threw up. Remember your friend puked? There was a time when we was living in a house, guys, that he was playing in the front room, and the tricycle rode across the floor by itself around Christmas time, and he had his little friend staying all night, and his little friend actually ran over and threw up because he was so afraid. We had to call his mom to come and get him, and we took a photograph in there, and there was a little girl sitting on the end of our couch that did not belong there. And this we don't live in that house anymore. That was a really bad house. Kaylee, they want you to stick your head in here and say hello. She's been chomping on some Cheetos. Here, come on over here, and you can tell them about your werewolf story. Everybody wants to know your werewolf story, so we'll get Kaylee in here. Come on in. Is that better? Do we have volume now?
Oh, it's my fault. It happened when I sat down.
What about right now, guys? Do we have no volume now? You can hear us now? Maybe? They can hear us. Now, now what we were saying was, I'm trying to talk Kaylee into doing another boots on the ground, daylight in, darkness out, because I know y'all love when we do boots on the ground. That's what we're known for. That's how we started the channel. Yes, Daddy.
I don't say that.
So, we're trying to get her to do a Halloween special, another daylight in, dark out. You know, like we did at the bridge, or not the bridge, the boat ramp. Walk down the road in the dark, or in the daylight, walk out in the dark. Where you saw the werewolf. Maybe he's still there and wants to wave at you, and we can feel. I'll have my night vision goggles by then too.
Then you'll be set for when you go.
So if she gets 8 guys, we'll have a good view.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
I said I was thinking about doing a Halloween special. I'm not going.
That's the Halloween special.
Okay, then no, I'm not.
Yes.
No,
yes.
I'm not.
Tell her, guys, she got to do it. She got to do it. Yeah. See, Halloween special, you got to do it. Yeah. Everybody that thinks Kaylee should do the Halloween special, say yes. We'll do a vote. Everybody that says she shouldn't have to, say no.
I just want to see.
Oh, see? He thinks you should join. Your dad. He didn't say daddy. He said dad. She hates the word.
Because I don't call you that.
She hates the word daddy. Oh, we got a yes and a no. We got 3 yeses from Jack. Oh, everybody's saying yes. Hey, Sarah. Come here.
See? Thank you, Nick.
Nick, she's really not a good person. I'd say yes. No guts, no glory. You got to go, Robin says. Yeah.
Trick or treating.
Oh, Turquoise has been really nice. She says only if you feel like it. She's a really nice person.
Thank you.
Yep, but we got a lot of yeses. I mean, I'm pretty sure the yeses are winning big time.
Give it, I say 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
For 3 minutes.
Hunter thinks in 3 minutes we're going to know. They said we want a Halloween special.
Oh, it would be a good Halloween special if he got eaten.
Nuh-uh.
If I get 8, y'all's going to have plenty of time to leave because they're going to be like storing pieces back. They're going to be like, we got a good catch.
See? Look at Linda.
Sarah,
Absolutely no.
people are saying, come here. Trying to get Sarah in on this, guys. It's been a while since we've all three been on here.
Only you pay for hers.
I do that anyways.
Hey, if
She needs therapy
he
every
gets
day.
Eaten, then who's gonna post the video?
Yeah, I can't get 8. I got to post the video.
Oh, you can get eaten.
No, he can't post the video because
Just
nobody will know
make
what
sure he
happened.
writes down all his stuff and then I'll do it.
No.
Sarah,
Yeah.
we need you real quick. Robin said she'd go. Where are you from, Robin? Are you close by Oklahoma? She's probably like in Alaska. That's where most people are at. We'll get enough people with this, you could go.
I wish I could go to Alaska.
I wish you could too.
I'd go there
I'd-
instead of going
if
with
I had
you
the
on
money,
those
I'd-
things.
If I had the money, I'd send you there.
She said just a minute.
Thank you very much, Turquoise Seas, for the family snack fund. She'll be the snack.
Mm-mm. Exactly.
Every says run. What did it say? Let's see one. Hello, something. Hello,
There.
there. You're going.
No, I'm not.
You're going. I don't think it would eat her, guys. I think it's more into meat. It probably doesn't want to chew on bones. So I'd say if it's like me and Sarah and Kaylee down there, she's probably the least likely one to get 8. It's probably going to go after the big, slow monster. Hey, I can run fast if I'm scared. Where you got? We're waiting on Sarah. They want to see Sarah. Sarah Lynn. Was someone? Nope, not here.
Cheetos are the devil.
Yes, because you was eating Cheetos over there. I told him you were over eating Cheetos.
Dad, got the werewolf.
Technically, I was eating popcorn and Cheetos.
Dad, look.
Want to throw you in front of me?
Dad, look. Dad, got the werewolf.
Ooh, Halloween's going to be a waxing gibbous moon too, so that'll be interesting.
Dad, I got the werewolf.
You're going to get 8.
Ooh.
Hopefully not. Does Sarah have time real quick, Mom? They're blowing my chat up.
Well, anyway, we can move on to a different topic.
Yeah, why don't you tell them what you saw that night? What ended your career as a professional werewolf hunter?
What you did?
They want to hear it. Tell them what scared you. Like, tell them about the whole night. We walked in the day.
Well, the whole night was scary
we were
as it
scared.
was.
Well, tell them. That's what they want to hear.
It was scary when you brought up on how we had to go there during the day and then walk out. At first, I thought we were only going a short, like, because at first he's like, oh, we're not going to go walk that far. Turns out we walked how many miles?
3. What? It was a little over 3 because we had
It's
that.
like-
We had the watch that counted it. So it's
Yeah.
like 3.25 miles.
So we walked that far. We couldn't even, we had to go around a bend. So that was nice. And then we couldn't even see the car. We walked as far as we could. Didn't we, like, hit the water?
Yeah, we went all the way to the lake.
Yeah. And then we stood around there until it got pitch freaking black. And then we started walking out, and then we just kept hearing these sounds. And, you know, the rest.
We heard. I remember across that bridge it was out where it started.
Then it, like, started going from one side of us to the other side, and then I don't even know if there was, like, one out there, or it was just, like, a couple and just, you know.
And it really never crossed from that side. It stayed over there.
Yeah, I think it was, because we heard it on both sides. So there might have been more than one there, but
I
Yeah.
think it. Didn't I do like the monkey call?
you probably did.
I have this call that I do, guys, and if I threaten to do it,
I tell them not to.
I get in trouble by everybody, even if we go fishing. I do this monkey call, and it seems like whenever I do it, we always get a call back, and they don't like it when I do it. I like doing it because it usually causes an eventful night, but they don't like it so much. But tell them about the walkout when we was hearing it following us and everything
Yeah.
in the dark.
We were walking out. Like, I wasn't really that scared at first. Like, I was like a little freaked out because it's dark and then we're in the woods in the middle of Egypt. And then Sarah, she was on Facebook Live, was it?
Yep.
She was on Facebook Live, so I was like going back and forth to him and then Sarah talking on the live and him. And then all of a sudden, he screams that he needs a light and that it's right there. And Sarah had the big. Did you have the? Yeah, you had the camera. She had the big light, and then I had the little handheld one. And he started screaming, "It's right there! It's right there! I need a light!" And so I didn't really think I was gonna see it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because I didn't have a light. I had the
No, you
camera.
had the camera. Sarah had the big.
And I saw it standing there. It was standing just kind of off the road, but kind of like up on the hill part where the tree was at. I seen it standing there looking at her.
It was big weeds. They were like pretty tall, like my height almost. And I don't even think he was at his full height at that moment.
Probably not.
And then because we couldn't even really see it and anything, and then I looked, shined my light right at it, and it went from him to a slow turn and made eye contact with me. And after I seen that, I jumped back probably, and from that point out, I was like on Sarah like a spider monkey, dragging her to go out.
She was actually jumping on. Sarah's like, "You're gonna trip me, Kaylee."
Like I was just like holding on to her arm.
When I ran up that hill, guys, I seen it standing there looking around a tree at Kaylee, and even though I was going at it, it never stopped watching her. It was like fixated on her. It didn't care what I was doing.
I think it looked at you for a moment to see how close you would get to it.
Yeah, but
then it just like circled, like it just looked back.
I think it kind of thought like, if you're dumb enough to come out here, I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah.
Because it didn't act scared.
No.
Did it?
No.
It was.
It wanted to be seen. Like if you're gonna come out there, its mindset was already. If you came out here, you're dumb enough to come out here to look for something. I'm gonna show you.
And it was moving slow.
Yeah, it wasn't moving.
Wasn't
in
moving
a fast
fast.
pace. It was just walking like us. Like we were just walking normally.
And its head. Remember how it went like?
Yeah, I remember it. Every time I think about it, I just get creeped out.
It like took its head, guys, instead of like looking like that. It was like
it was like in a suspenseful movie type look. Like when you watch those movies and those murderers just like happen to just like creep and look at you.
Turquoise said, maybe trying to lure you.
Yeah, it lured me out because I walked out. I had a hold on Sarah and booking it, but then it was like as soon as we like turned away from it and started walking, it like went back down into the weeds and just like was following us until we hit the water part, and it didn't.
It wouldn't cross the water, guys. That was what was weird. But that water was nasty. You gotta admit,
Yeah.
It was full of.
That's when we had that big flood.
Yeah, it was full of green. That green stuff was all over it. Remember?
Yeah.
And it stunk. Remember,
Yeah.
It stunk really bad.
But then you said it.
But I'm not getting no video of that.
Here's Sarah, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Sarah.
Jack Jordan remembers you. He said, "Sarah, come on in. Come on
Come
in."
on in. Come on in.
Sarah.
So we're talking about a Halloween special again. Everybody wants a Halloween special. They're asking for it. So I told them
That was rough.
that we're gonna do a Halloween special. All of us again. They want the whole crew back to do. So I think at the end of the video we may give everybody some questions what they want to see. Do they want to see us go to the haunted bridge where we heard the baby crying and the little kid said, "Can you see me or find me?" Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Not the other one. Not where you got touched. We won't go there.
No. Don't go back to that one for nothing.
We can do the daylight in, dark out walk
No.
on the boat ramp road.
If I need that right
You chasing me.
Or we can
now.
go,
Away.
or we can go to the back bridge where everybody's having encounters. And the last place we could go, I guess, would be just straight down at the lake.
I'd be more apt to go across what we call the twin bridges, where you go in one and then way back down in.
Which one?
Where you go straight down here, go over that bridge, and then
Oh,
you
the
turn
back
back. Yeah, way back there.
She wants to go to the bridge Halloween night,
You
guys,
hate me.
where, if I remember right, was you not touched?
Not there.
I thought your ankle was when you stepped across the bridge.
No, that's where we had the baby.
And then we had the stick in the road that made the arrow.
That's where all that happened.
We might go to the bridge, guys. Yep, they're saying the back bridge. That's where Kaylee ran Halloween night. That's where we done our last one.
Yeah,
Where it threw the rock at her head and she barely
And the-
ducked it.
and the arrow.
Yeah, she almost ran right to it.
I did not. Y'all keep saying that, but I was
Did she
running
not
away from
outrun?
it.
It was all me.
Yeah, it
Oh,
about,
I shouldn't have ran into it because it beat me to the car.
no, that was two of them, I think. Because one was talking, remember, to Mom
Yeah.
while we were gone, and the other one was following Kaylee. We
Yeah,
may
she
lose
took
her.
off by herself.
There's a good possibility we lose her.
Scroll up.
What is it?
Scroll up.
We're at.
Did I see one when we were talking about
What's that
the
monkey?
thing that we seen?
Yeah.
Or what I seen when we went to the keep going. It was someone that said maybe it was mad at me for something.
It's probably wrong. I've always wondered if maybe it hasn't hooked on Kaylee like it did my mom, and every time she goes down there now, it's going to try to get her.
I hope it wants nothing with me, Randy. I haven't done nothing.
Do you think maybe it's fixated on Kaylee?
No, I'm like, Mom, I think it just likes the girls. And it likes the girls that are alone.
Sarah
I wasn't
said,
alone.
Yeah, he
Mom,
was, but
Mom
he took
thinks
off
it
by
likes the
himself.
girls
No.
and the girls that are just
We're talking
alone.
about when we went through the daylight in and dark out.
Oh, the pickle contest? We couldn't do the pickle contest because I had to have surgery, so there ain't no way I'd win it now.
You'd be gumming it. You should try to see him eat Vienna sausages.
She just lost her pay for the night. But yeah, I think we'll do the back bridge, Sarah, Halloween night.
I'd be more willing to go there than anywhere else.
And you know, Sarah's husband will not go to that bridge.
Nope.
Not no more. Not after Sarah stopped on the bridge one night and about got him ate.
That was funny.
That technically was not my fault.
Yes, it was.
Well,
Yeah.
if I wouldn't, I ain't got to talk about it.
Sarah stopped on the bridge to look at something.
I seen something.
She saw something, so she stops. Her husband's behind us on a single road, dirt road, so he has to stop. It runs up and is looking in his window at him. He's flashing his headlights, honking his horn, and Sarah's going, "Stop! I seen something." And he's back there like for his life. He tried to pass us.
He tried to pass me, but I cut my car aside.
Yeah, he tried to pass us, so she cuts him off so he can't pass us because she thinks he's just trying to beat us home. He was not in a good mood when we got back.
He was mad.
Yeah, I was.
I don't think he was mad. He was just like,
Scared for his life because you cut
that
him
was
off.
just weird.
It scared him bad. It was bad for him.
Scariest I've ever been was down on the Gargoyle Bridge.
Where that scared you the worst?
What do you call him?
Gargoyle.
Sarah said the gargoyle bridge is what scared her the most.
Gargoyle.
The gargoyle.
Gargoyle.
But we're definitely going to have a Halloween special for you guys. It'll probably be at the back bridge on it.
Yeah.
I'll do my monkey call, and we'll see if something calls back. Kaylee will probably be sitting in the car.
No, I don't think it likes that call. I think it runs when you do that.
Really?
I would too.
I thought it came up.
Nope.
If I heard something like that
Because
coming
remember on
by.
that last one that we did, you did that? And you did it like 5-6 times and we had nothing.
You be
And then when
scaring
we
it
went
off.
back, and whenever you just had me just talking, just normal talking, is when we got the sounds.
So I may not do the monkey call.
He needs to do
Sarah
the monkey
Sarah
call.
thinks it runs it off. Hey guys, if you have not checked out my video drop today, go check it out on the Hat Man. I think we pretty much shared everything we got to share tonight, and we'll do a Halloween special. Good chance you might get to see Kaylee get 8. If she does, I'm sure it'll go viral, and
Yeah, go viral because everybody will miss me.
at least I'll get something for what I've put up with in these videos. And
I
Sarah
ain't getting 8.
Sarah ain't gonna get
I'm
8.
not
We're
gonna get
more than
8.
likely to be left there by ourselves if she takes us and gets scared.
Take the
she-
keys out of her pocket.
Yeah, she got to leave the keys with Kaylee.
No, heck no. I don't need the keys with her.
That way she don't leave us.
She shakes too much.
They said
I'll
you
put them in
shake
my
too much.
pocket.
I
But,
will hurt you to get those keys.
Like always, guys, we appreciate each and every one of you for showing up today. Each and every one of you matter a whole lot to us. Till the next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't get ate by nothing. And don't be making monkey calls in the woods. We appreciate you all showing up. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.